Hey guys, I'm here with Diego Salvador, a suspension expert. He's been highly recommended to me, and he's going to take us through the SAG today. How do we adjust the SAG on a motorcycle?
Yes, sure. First, we have to know what is the SAG. The SAG is a measurement you do on the bike to set the suspension for your weight. Okay. So the theory is that you have 100% travel, right? That is 100%.
Yeah.
With you on the bike, you have to compress it.
Right, it's going to compress. Okay.
About 30%. Okay.
Okay, so
you have 100. You compress 30.
Down to 70.
Yeah, you have 70.
So we'll have 70% of travel only.
To compress and 30 to go down, because also the wheel has to go down on hose, right?
Got it.
So that's good. That is a good thing. So that is the setting. This bike has 220 millimeters, 220 of travel.
Yep.
So it has to be around 66 SAG with
66.
66 millimeters.
That's right, got it.
Yeah, so the 30% of the travel, that is what you have to adjust.
Okay.
To have the bike balanced and good.
So quick question, can people do this at home, or do they need to take,
No.
yeah?
We're gonna do it with this machine. It has to be a straight line.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put it here, and then in some place of the subframe, you do a reference point mark, like I don't know, 50 here. Okay, 50.
Yeah.
And you measure, so you know that from here to here is 50. Then you put the bike in the ground, and you stand on the bike, on the pegs, because the weight has to be in the chassis, not in the seat. And then remeasure that. Okay. So let's say we put it in 50, that is 500 millimeters, and you compress it 450, let's say.
Okay.
So the new measurement is 450. So you put 500 less 450 is 50. So you have 50 millimeters.
Okay, got it.
Right now we're looking for 66.
Okay.
So in that case, if you have 50, you have to loosen the preload because you are not compressing what you want. In these bikes, you have this knob, so it's easy to do it. Otherwise, if you have the 500 and you compress it to 400, you have 100, you have to tighten the preload. And if you are tightening it, and let's say you don't get yet to the measure you want, and you get out of preload of the adjustment, you have to change the spring, because that is the sign that you need another spring. See?
Now we don't have my equipment here, but it's an extra 40 kilos or something. 40 kilos of gear. That's about right. Pesos 50 kilos. 50 kilos. Perfect. Okay, so again, yeah, we can do 50 kilos.
Yeah.
Worst goes to worst, I think we'll it's better to have a little extra than to
Okay. We service the shock. I leave all the clickers at 0. So as you are gonna be with weight right now, I'm gonna put preload here, because we're gonna sell it for traveling, not for you, just you. And a starting point like this. Okay.
I don't know.
Right on, baby? Okay.
Here's my Moscow Moto bags fully loaded.
Yeah. So right now we're at 57. Yeah.
This is what we like about KTMs. What is it? What is there to like about a KTM?
No, the suspension is really good. I have a KTM.
I mean, I love the bike.
But the suspension has a lot of range of adjustment. On a Japanese bike, maybe you need to change the spring. This is made for off-road.
This is hardcore adventure off-road.
Yeah, ready to race. So you see, you are not even gonna be at the full preload.
Perfect. So I could still technically have more weight.
Yeah, more weight.
Perfect.
So right now we're gonna back it up.
I'll carry my dumbbells with me.
If you are alone doing this with that machine, I checked, because you have also the free SAG, that is just the bike, because the bike compresses the suspension also. Okay, so I checked before, just with the bike, with the weight of the bike, it was 7. Right now that I loosened the preload, like we went to 11. Yeah.
So you're just lifting it up right now to take the weight off. Is that what you're doing? Taking the weight off?
Yeah. So it was 7, and now it's 12. It's 5 more. It was 57 with you guys here. So and we lower it 5, so it's gonna be 62. So we're really close to the 66. That is the 30%.
So what do we need to do? We need to adjust down here.
No, loosen. So
Loosen it up.
let's see. One.
Oh.
No, it's a big. And then two. Okay.
Oh wait, how do you feel? I mean,
Do it. And
oh, you actually feel the clicks.
yeah. That is another thing I like it about this suspension. That you
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. You actually got to turn it around several times, and then you finally feel a little click in there. It's like right in the
it's
hand,
just like
which is
a
really
full-
cool. Yeah,
Full turn.
feels like it was way more than a turn. It felt like it was like 3 turns.
It feels, but it's. So let's see. You did
All right,
one
so
more, right?
we did 15.
15, right?
We're at
So,
16.
Let's see.
15, 16.
16.
Okay, so
16.
we're up now to 16, so that's perfect, right?
So 16, it was 7, right? Now it's 16, so it's 9 more.
Yeah.
And then 57 plus 9 is gonna be?
57 plus 9 is 66.
66.
66. We exactly that's what we wanted.
Yep.
Okay, great. So
With
how many
this-
turns was that total?
I did 4 and then 2 and you did 1 more.
Maybe
No.
2.
2.
Did maybe 2.
We can check.
We did 6.
We can check.
Okay.
So, but now it's perfect.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, because it's the 30% of the drop. So right now that you have the tension of the spring set, you have to see how the clickers, how the damping is working. Because you put pressure in spring, right?
Yeah.
Now the spring wants to go up
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
So you can lower a little bit the rebound. The good thing about this is it's really precise. You do sometimes, if you see that you do 2 turns and it changes, I don't know, 5 millimeters or 6, it's gonna be all the way. So you do 1 or 2 turns, it's gonna be the same difference. The thing I do when I prep bikes for traveling is when I set the SAG, I check how it feels with weight. Ponte en la parte de atrás. Yeah.
That's
So-
my gear.
So it is.
It's going down to 42.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That's not
measuring-
you looking at that.
No,
Are you
I'm just
feeling-
feeling the damping, how it reacts.
How do you like it?
It's a little bouncy. Maybe we have to adjust,
Tighten it?
tight the ribbon a little bit.
Okay.
And maybe the compression. Okay. Yeah.
What are we doing exactly so people know?
Yeah. So as we put some pressure on in the spring, we're gonna set the clickers, the damping,
Okay.
the hydraulics.
Yeah.
Let's start with, it was like 12. Let's start with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the compression, okay? The way it goes when it compresses the suspension. And now you have here the rebound. We're gonna make it slower. So I'm gonna do like.
You're gonna turn
1,
it all the way to the right?
2, 3, 4. Just 4. It's a little more control, you see? It was.
I mean, I should have probably tested it.
Yeah, but I feel a little more control.
I mean, it feels really like spongy.
Spongy. We can close it more. It was 10. Then 7, 8. We're gonna try 8.
Okay.
And let's try 8 and 8.
8 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compress it and just leave it.
Feels like it comes up nice, like pushing up nicely.
Yeah. And for off-road, you don't have to be that slow on rebound because you have to, when it compresses on a hole or bump, it has to come to the more travel it can to get the other hole, to hit the other hole. So it has to be, you compress and then for the other hole.
But you don't want it. You want it to come out sooner than later because otherwise you're gonna hit the next bump with half the suspension or whatever. You're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
got
that is packing.
Back. Oh, that's what it was. So it's like yeah, because you're not getting any
Yeah.
grip. But now the faster it rebounds, though, doesn't it make it a little less harder to control?
Talking about suspensions, you have to do it faster, but not too much.
As fast as you can, but not too
Not
fast.
Because you put it too much and it's gonna be bouncy and not controlled.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have traction.
Right. You lose the traction.
So
Exactly.
you have to be in the check for the middle point. Faster, but until one point.
Okay. So you did 8 and 8. We're gonna stay with 8 and 8 on the rebound.
Yeah, I felt it good.
Okay. I mean, I
You
don't
think?
know. Yeah, it feels. I mean, good.
Has 16 compression, 16 rebound, 18 right now.
Okay.
And for me, it feels good.
You don't ever want them more than 2 or 3 apart, right? The clicks.
No, it doesn't matter.
I thought the compression and rebound. You want to have them like within 3 of each other.
No, it doesn't
No?
matter.
Okay.
They can be 10 and 20. It's as soon as they feel good, it's okay. And at the end of the day, well, we need the weight.
Yeah.
But if you have a bike balance, you push it from the center of the bike, and it has to compress the front and rear at the same time. It doesn't have to be like this, just the rear or the front. Compress it here. Obviously here, because we need some weight.
Yeah.
It doesn't work right now, but I like how it feels.
It feels good. I mean, it feels nice, strong.
Yeah, sometimes when travelers from Ecuador are gonna go to Patagonia or Alaska,
Yeah.
I tell them, okay, one day before you go, bring everything. Yeah. Now you know how to do it, and you can play around. Only thing, you can play with the clickers. You're not gonna damage it because a lot of customers say, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna damage something. No.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate you getting me set up.
You're welcome. Anytime.
All right, guys. So if you have any questions or comments for Diego, you're gonna check the channel once in a while. Make sure if anybody has a specific comment. And I'll put his information there too. You comment on the video, and then I'll pin your comment so that people can find you. And if they're here, they want to ask you a question, you can help.
Sure. I'm open.
Excellent. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Okay.